So this is lecture 2 of C++ programming, and here we are going to learn now about outputting something to the console. Okay, so how to print something to the console. Okay, so first thing, again going through the code, so include IOStream. So this is the line that you have to include if you want to put something out to the console. And here there is a new word, using namespace standard. Okay, so using namespace. Okay, so namespace in C++ is very helpful feature. Okay, so it tells that if you have, it's a group, it helps you to maintain variable names. Okay, so what might happen is that you have many libraries in which you have some name conflicts. Okay, so namespace helps you to define the names uniquely. Okay, so that is, till now we will just look at it, that okay, namespace tells that okay, from which namespace we are using some feature. Okay, so namespace standard means whatever I will be using here, the cout, it will be from the namespace standard. Okay, so initially we were writing as something like standard cout, and it was becoming very difficult to write it every time. Okay, so instead of that we write here using namespace standard. So whenever we write cout, it means that you are using the standard namespace. Okay, so you don't need to write again. So now what happens, we cout a simple string literal we print. Okay, so this is simple string that we are printing, end L. Okay, so end L is basically, if you want to end a line in the output console, you put end L. Then what happens, cout writing number 5, so you write a number 5 here, performing division by 0. So okay, so in the output itself you can perform mathematical calculations too, like 10 by 5 here. So this is not a string literal because it's not in the quotes. So 10 by 5 will be printed, the result will be printed there. Pi when approximated is 22 by 7. If you write like this, so this value will be printed. So 22 by 7, so 3 will be printed. And it will be not a floating point because 22 by 7 is integer division. So pi is more accurately 22 by 7. If you add 22.0, then it will be a floating point number. So if you do these, so printing these, you will see that what output we get. Okay, so let's see the output. So if we see, so first thing is you need to compile. It compiles correctly, then we need to run it. So now you see, so cout, this is a simple string literal writing number 5, so you print 5 here, performing division 10 by 5, so it becomes 2. So 10 by 5 is not printed, but its result 2 is printed. Pi when approximated is 3, so it's printed. 22 by 7 becomes 3 for integer division, and pi more accurately, if you write 22.0, it becomes 3.14. okay, so this is there. Now let's see some common pitfalls. If I don't have, so just to reinforce what we have studied, so if you compile now, so you will get some errors. Okay, so if you come here, int function in main, so we have error here at line 7. Okay, line 7, and cout undeclared first use in this function, and then you see each undeclared identifier is reported only once. So this type of error, cout is undeclared. So it is undeclared, why? Because we are not defining cout, it's not able to find because it's in the namespace standard, which we have not given. So how to correct it? So one way is we can add this here, we can add standard every time, or we can say that here you can write the file using namespace standard. Okay, so this will also help you out. So here we can remove this. Okay, so now this will work. So one error is this one, very common error. Now the error is gone. Next error that might happen is you can miss some semicolon. So if you execute, so expected a semicolon after before cout in this line, so there is an error, so you can correct it here. So now it will compile fine. What might happen is that somehow you miss, so whenever you are outputting, so cout after that, so if you don't give this one, then you will have some error. So let's see cout expected before string constant. Okay, so here you see string constant, so they are thinking cout now also is a string constant, so you have to put this one to correct that error. Okay, so we saw some of the scenarios of what errors can come out. Now we have learnt here till about the printing something at the output, but what if we want something from the user? Okay, so for that we use cin. This is the next statement that we use, cin, input an integer. So this code, what we do is that we input one integer, then enter your name. We are doing that, okay, please enter your name also. We cin the name, and when we are outputting we have, so let's see a few things here to understand the code. So we have here input output. Okay, so enter an integer, cout we do, and then we say that okay, we are taking one, so cout, when you are outputting, this is the direction. When we are taking input, cin, we have this direction. Okay, this is the operator. So enter your name, so we have string, so new thing that comes here is string. So string is a class. Okay, and so string input name is an object of string class. So now what happens, to manage strings you have string class, so you include string here. Okay, and then cout input name. Okay, we entered input number, what he entered, get carries for waiting to see the output. Okay, so this is there, and now we would like to execute, compile this code. Oh, so this is having some problem. Cin input number, what is their input number? Undeclared. Okay, so this is there a compilation error. So what we should do, you can either change this scene to input number. Here we can write input number, so now this error will go. So compilation still there, input number. Okay, so still there is not an uppercase. So see here, so it is now compiling, and let's see the output. So enter an integer, so now it will be waiting for you to enter an integer, 7. Enter your name, Saurabh. Okay, so get char, it did not wait. Let's execute it again. I had one get char here. Enter an integer, 8. Saurabh is name, and it's going away. So cout, it entered, and get char, so it's not waiting. Okay, so we have to see, so we can write one more, cin again for input number. This is just a kind of hack for asking the computer to wait, okay, for seeing the output. Integer 2, ss entered 2. Okay, so this is the output, and this helped you to show little bit of debugging also. Okay, in the output runtime, so I saw that okay, it was not waiting for me, so I made one input statement, now it is waiting. Okay, so this is about input output and something about input output format that we studied here. So I hope you understand this. This ends lecture 2. Thanks a lot.